Shalom. It's sad that I have to even say this, but I am not your authority. I'm not. I have my own household, my own ministry to manage. So yes, of course, everything I say should be from an authoritative position. But in the end, I'm a watchman. And so it's my job to warn. But if you have a head already, a husband for women, you got Yahusha for everyone, for the men. You know, even some of your women that skip past the husband and whatever and go straight to Yahusha. If you have an authority, why does it bother you anything that I say? I don't have authority over you. What I say is for my household. And it's my opinion, my thought of how I should be doing this thing. Yes, I speak authoritative because I'm an authoritative person. That's my position in my household. If I don't have that position with you, then what is it a bother? You should be able to scroll past, but you don't have to. You can dialogue with me. I love to be engaged. But to be insulting and be upset, have your emotions and feelings basically triggered, for what? You are not under my authority. What I am saying does not have any right to force you to do anything that you don't want to do. I'm not your authority. You need to, I guess, get out of yourself. You know, I was told that I need to apologize because I put up something that it was personal to me. How can they tell me how I feel and think? And people say, well, you always discount people's feelings and emotions. And I'm like, no, I don't. I don't discount them because I can't debate your feelings. You only know what your feelings are. I can't debate your emotions. You only really know how that affects you. But if I go by the standard of Torah, I can say this is what the Torah says. And so when I ask you, okay, what you're saying that I'm wrong in, show me in the scriptures, especially if it's a biblical narrative. If it's not, then what are we even talking about? What does it even matter? Again, I'm not in your household. You don't have to lay with me. What's your issue? You know, I've had people ask me, well, have you and your wife talked? Yes, I talk with my wife. As much as I'm talkative with you on social media, I talk with my wife. And yes, my wife has her own thoughts or whatever. I don't force my will on her. But you would be amazed with the things that I say that she agrees with. But that's for my household, not yours. Again, I am not your authority. If I speak in generalizations, I'm speaking about me in general. Most of the women, most of the men I deal with, when I say that, it's pertaining to me. And people say, well, you're so hard. Well, be around me. Fellowship with me, engage me. And then maybe you could see other aspects and not just take that one situation that I'm dealing with that, of course, may strike some emotions from me, may strike my feelings. And thus, the passion is geared or pointed in one way. But if you say I'm unbalanced, then maybe you're not reading all my posts to see when I speak on one side and sometimes speaks on the other. You're only getting at the things that bother you, the things that trigger you. I post a lot, so I know there's not one person that's involved with every post that I post. And that's okay. What is supposed to take root or challenge you is there. And that's my job. My job is not to change your perspective, but it's to get you off of autopilot, to have you think. Most of the time people say, well, I don't like what you said, but again, I made you think about it. And some people have even come to the conclusion to change their thinking down the line. A seed was planted. I'm doing my job. If you don't like how I do my job, fire me, delete me, block me, keep it moving. I'm okay with that. Because basically my household is my first ministry and my first responsibility. And if you were truly my friend or someone that dealt with me, my family, you should see the balance that I have. You know, I'm like, sometimes I cuss. Not all the time, but sometimes I do. Cussing is not a sin, but people want to make it to be. I'm pretty sure many people have stumped their toes and said, fuck it, or whatever. Fudge. You cussed. Regardless of what you said come out your mouth, you know what you meant. Stop playing. Stop playing. Those words that we say, these words didn't even exist back then. But that's a whole nother subject. Let's keep it moving from there. When I talk on polygyny, I don't want it. But of course I get accused. So many people bear false witness, say, oh, he's lusting, he wants it. No, but it's in the book. It's there. You can see it. And they'll say, well, it's a sin. And I'm like, show me where it's a sin. Oh, well, it's not the most productive. And I'm like, well, the first monogamous relationship, sin is where it originated out of that. So how do you put monogamy as such high esteem and basically want to not note that sin came out of it? If you're going to call one defective, then the one that brought sin into existence would definitely be defective. So it's not the relationship status that's the problem, it's people. Regardless if you add one or two, a lot of you, well, I don't want to share. Selfish. They say, well, the men don't share, man. You think men don't share? Let's deal with that. Men don't share. When a baby is inside the womb, the wife's sick or whatever, or when she's tending to the baby or tending to the children, the father a lot of times is left out. He's sharing. Oh, it's not the same type of shit. No. Sexual partners is not the same. But you keep forgetting about the 9-month gestation that a woman has. She's pregnant for that 9 months and cannot produce another seed from, so anything that's entering in another man, it's affecting that original seed. But a man can go from woman to woman to woman, and unless he has some sexual disease, he's not affecting anything. He's just adding new life. He's being fruitful and multiplying. The women don't have the seed. Even the biblical narrative tells you to not plant different seeds in the same ground. The biblical narrative tells you that in the vineyard. It tells you that because it's going to affect the harvest. It's not the seed that's the problem. You can plant as much seed as you want, but where you plant it. And you're not supposed to plant two different seeds in the same ground, but you can't get people to get that. But again, that's my household that has that comprehension. If you don't have it, scroll past, ignore it, whatever. But again, I'm a watchman, so I'm warning. You can heed and not. If you don't believe this is for you, go to your head. Challenge them. But to challenge me, I can tell you whatever, but in the end, you're supposed to obey your head, not me. And if you don't particularly believe what I'm saying is from Yah, then cast it to the side. Use it as refuse or boo-boo, or other words, shit. Somebody gonna say, oh, that's unrighteous. The term, everyone knows what it is. Foreigners even know what it is. It's not a curse word. It's just stating what something is. And it's doing it in a way that is more comprehended than saying boo-boo, doo-doo. Come on. People even have names, boo-boo. Even doo-doo nowadays, I'm finding. But anyway, I'm a watchman, and I'm not trying to be your authority. I'm not your authority. I'm the authority in my household under Yahusha, who's under Yahuwah. All right. Shalom.